Okay, Nickelodeon, Netflix, or whoever, please watch this video. If you ever do a live action Legend of Korra, this cast will be absolutely perfect. You will not regret it. I promise you.
Smart motherfuckers, that's right.
If you're new here, we do plenty of Avatar videos, including podcasts, episode reviews, theory, and character analysis. So if you like those things, subscribe so you don't miss out. Welcome to my live action casting for a Legend of Korra series. I know it may be a little premature since we haven't even gotten casting for Avatar The Last Airbender on Netflix, but hey, I tend to think about these things. So a couple of the rules I set for my Legend of Korra fan casting is I couldn't use any of the previous actors or actresses I used in Avatar The Last Airbender live action fan casting that I did. Also for this casting, I tried to make it to where even 5 years from now or 6 years from now, where Legend of Korra TV show is going to happen, these actors can still fill these roles. And I try to stay fairly close to the races that influence many of the different cultures of Avatar. So for the water tribes, Inuit, Native American, indigenous people, but I do break those rules sometimes. In the title role of Korra, I'm absolutely in love with this casting choice. Like, I think it is pitch perfect. It is Devery Jacobs. Devery Jacobs is 26. She's from Canada. She is of Mohawk descent. She is Native American. And I think she can really cover all aspects of Korra. She has a pretty great filmography. She's won plenty of acting awards like Best Actress in the Leading Role, Best Performance in a Canadian Film, and these are like in the Canadian things. She's best known for her role in Rhymes of Young Ghouls and Mohawk Girls. I think to American audiences, her best roles are in The Order and also in American God Season 2. An interesting thing is that in American God, she plays this Cherokee woman named Sam Blackcrow, who's two-spirited or who is bisexual. She says that she's identified as queer, but not two-spirited because she's a Mohawk and they don't have that. But I find that just absolutely perfect casting for Korra. Just think about how many roles are out there for her. I mean, she fits this role perfectly. She seems to be the type of person that really loves playing these diverse, rich characters that are really representative of her culture. I think she can easily pull off some more charming moments of Korra, and she could definitely pull off some more stubborn, angry sides of Korra.
We should keep a low profile at least until we know how they were hunting us.
Why are you looking at me? Fine.
Lilith, no.
Well, that's boring.
For the role of Asami Sato, Chloe Bennett. You might know Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She is 28 years old. She is half Asian, half white. And I just love her role in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Even though, honestly, I've only watched 2 seasons of it. But she is like one of the most beautiful people on that show. And Asami has to have that type of actress because Asami in the show is sort of depicted as the most beautiful person you've ever seen. But Chloe Bennett also kicks a lot of butt on that show, so I know she can do it. And here is how Korra Asami would look. Chloe Bennett's real name is Chloe Wang. She changes to Bennett to have a better chance of landing roles, and sadly, that is true. But she also seems very passionate about doing roles with Asian representation in it.
I know this is hard for you to hear, but this is me. I'm not lost anymore. Everyone at S.H.I.E.L.D. can finally stop trying to save. After what happened with my parents, I needed someone, and you were almost like a big brother to me. But let's be honest, you struggled to be a real brother to the one that you have.
In the role of Bolin, I really needed somebody funny, and so I chose Michael Bow. Michael Bow is a fairly newcomer. He's done a couple smaller roles in movies, like background characters, like in Maze Runner. He did direct and write his own short film called In Between, which I think he really shows off his comedic charm in that film. I really think he would be a great Bolin.
Hey, you! Yeah, we're having a rush party tonight at Alpha Zeta Nu. It's the Asian fraternity. I'll be there!
For Mako, I chose Alice Landy. He is 27 years old. He's half Korean, half Italian, 100% dreamboat, I guess. And that's kind of why I cast him. I think Mako is one of those characters that comes off as being like a more jockish, traditionally attractive looking guy. And yeah, he can pull that off. but I also think he can do the physical work of it. In 2018, he traveled to Asia for 3 months training with one of the world's most renowned martial arts teams. You might know Alice from Grey's Anatomy. And here's your look at Mako and Bolin. In the role of Gran, but this time it is Katara. I chose Tantu Cardinal. Tantu has been in plenty of films. She is of Native American descent. She is 69 years old. In the role of Tenzin, I chose Byron Mann. Byron Mann is a Hong Kong American actor. He is 52 years old. He is a straight up martial artist. First role I ever saw him in was Street Fighter. He played Ryu. He's been in so many things beyond that. Lately he's been in Skyscraper. He's been in Arrow, Altered Carbon, Wu Assassins. And I think he has this very good measured approach. Seeing him in interviews, he seems like the type that can be kind of fun-loving, but also very serious and stoic.
The Wu Assassin is a threat to me, which means it's a threat to you and to Chinatown. Find the Wu Assassin.
In the role of Boomy, his brother, I chose Adam Beach. Adam Beach is a Native American. He is 47 years old. You might have seen him in Joe Dirt and Suicide Squad. And he always has this, like, in interviews, he always seems kind of cheery, and I think he could definitely pull off that crazy Boomy. In the role of Kaya, the daughter of Katara and Aang, I chose Irene Bedard. Irene is 52 years old. She is Native American. She is the voice of Pocahontas, so that's cool. She was in Smoke Signals with Adam Beach and in a couple other things. Speaking of Disney princesses, this other actress also played Disney princess. She voiced Mulan, which, side note, is the greatest Disney movie ever. Please fight me on that. But I chose her from the role of Lin Beifong. Ming Hua is 56 years old. Like Chloe Bennett, Ming Hua comes from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where I know her from, and in that she plays this, badass person who kicks a lot of butt, who looks angry sometimes, but has a little heart of gold. Man, she could just pull this role off so well.
Someone. Every time I see his face, I want to punch something. Just glad that person wasn't me.
As her sister, I chose Michelle Yao. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Michelle Yao is a martial arts expert, and honestly, she's a legend. She's been in things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Crazy Rich Asians, and she has this very, charming, upper class look that I think Suyin kind of has. And she is 57. For the role of General Iroh 2, since I recast Ludi Lin out of my Avatar movie because he was getting a little bit old, I'm going to cast him as General Iroh 2. As mentioned before, he has extensive martial arts training. He was Zack from the Black Power Ranger from the most recent Power Rangers movie, which I wish was getting a sequel. For Amon, I chose Michael Grey Eyes. He is 53 years old. He is of Native American descent. He plays Sitting Bull in The Woman Who Walks, and also he was in True Detective Season 3. He just has this sort of demeanor about him that is so stoic, and he just kind of owns a lot of scenes that he's in, and I just think he brings a lot of intensity to the role of Amon.
I went to seek a vision that year. This was my vision. White soldiers falling from the sky. 2 days later, long-hair Custer came with his army. We didn't leave a single one of them alive.
In the role of Tarlok, I chose Kalani Kawitbo. He plays Guanto in Saints and Strangers. In that role, he kind of plays a diplomat, and I think Tarlok is very much like that. In the role of Hiroshi Sato, I chose Zai Ma. He's in the upcoming Mulan movie. He was in Rush Hour. He's in Men in the High Castle. He's been in so much work over the years that he's kind of a legend. He can definitely pull off that more charming vibe that Hiroshi gives off, but then also flip the script on you and become a full-fledged villain, and then redeem himself by the end of the show. In the role of Amon's lieutenant, I chose Louis Tan. You might have seen Louis Tan in Deadpool, Wu Assassins, and Iron Fist. He's a trained martial artist and has done a lot of great work. Louis Tan, I think, would fit this role really perfectly because the lieutenant is really hands-on, and Louis Tan just has that repertoire and that experience to do that. In the role of adult Aang, I chose Mark Dacascos. Mark Dacascos goes way back. He was in Double Dragon. You remember that movie, Double Dragon? It was amazing at the time. I haven't rewatched it since, but still. Lately, he's been in John Wick Chapter 3, Wu Assassins, and plenty of other things. He's a martial arts expert. He is 56 years old, but I think he can easily play like a 45-year-old Aang for those flashbacks, and man, I would love more flashbacks. Honestly, he was my second choice to play Tenzin, but you know, adult Aang is pretty great too. For the role of Korra's father, Tonraq, I chose David Midthunder. David Midthunder has been in so many things like Hostels, Westworld, Longmire, The Long Ranger. In the role of his brother goes to Zahn McLaren. Zahn is a Native American actor of half Irish descent. I'm most familiar with him from his role in Dr. Sleep, which he did a really good job in. But I think the role that I think will probably most correlate to his role as Unalaq in Legend of Korra would be his role in Westworld. Playing his daughter, Eska, is Amber Midthunder. She is the daughter of David Midthunder. I know Amber from the show Legion, where she plays this EA who just kicks so much butt, and she kind of has this demeanor about her that is sort of rude, which I think would fit Desna really well. I'm sorry, Eska. And speaking of Desna, I chose Michael Hudson. He hasn't been in that many things, but he just really kind of has this androgynous look that I think could match Amber Midhunter's. All right, now here is my absolute favorite casting, and I break my rules for this. In the role of Varrick, like, who do you cast as Varrick? I didn't find a Native American actor, but once I thought about this actor, I could not unthink it. I had to go with it. So for the role of Varrick, I chose Jason Mantzoukas. Jason Mantzoukas is one of the funniest people I've seen in any shows. You might not know his name, but you've seen him in something. I've seen him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, in The Good Place, The League. He's been in so many things, but he's always that character that steals every scene because he is just flat out hilarious.
What are you doing here? I'm an insurance investigator now. I thought you were in Alaska. Oh, yeah, I was after Rosa and I broke up, but then I accidentally killed a protected buffalo. Self-defense. Next thing I know, fish and game are all over my ass. I ended up in a fight with a bear, and I had to think to myself, why am I even here? Wait a minute, you fought a bear? Big time. The trick on that, headbutt him in the penis, push him over a cliff. I bet that works with a lot of animals. Only the male ones. Learned that the hard way.
To balance out Varrick, for Zhu Li, I chose Charlene Yi. She is Asian American. She just has this kind of dorky look and also a little dry humor. But man, I just want to see her up that humor a little bit more. And to see Jason Mantzoukas and Charlene Yi just bounce off of each other would just be so hilarious. They're both really funny. In the role of Wan, this is the most obvious choice. And that's Steven Yeun from The Walking Dead. He voiced Wan in Legend of Korra, so just come on back and do it. For the role of Zahir, I chose Joe Taslim. Joe Taslim is a mixed martial artist, expert, and movie star. He's been in Fast and Furious movies, The Raid, The Night Comes For Us. He's just really good. He's an Indonesian actor of Chinese descent. He's also going to play Sub-Zero in the upcoming Mortal Kombat film. So I'm hoping that his English accent is good enough to carry those lines of Zahir. For Ming-Hua, I chose Jessica Mateen. Jessica Mateen is of Native American descent. She's been in shows like Frontier and Burden of Truth. But man, she kind of has these deadly eyes I think would just match Ming-Hua so well. And for Ghazan, Sia Alipour. Sia Alipour is a stunt actor. He's done a lot of great stunt work. He's done work on Wonder Woman 1984, Kick-Ass 2. And man, just watch this video of him doing some martial arts and he just looks like Ghazan, like especially that scene of Ghazan breaking out. And for the role of Pali, I chose Electra Yu. Electra Yu is a Hong Kongese model. She's famous for appearances on Asia's Next Top Model. She's also a mixed martial artist. She's 5'9". I really tried hard to find someone really tall. I think you just put maybe a couple boots and camera angles that she can appear much taller than Joe Taslim. And here is your order of the Red Lotus. Alright, and last, but certainly not least, for the role of Kuvira, I chose Julie Estelle. Is an Indonesian actress and model. She's been in The Raid. She is Hammer Girl, and she just has this killer instinct in her that just matches Kuvira totally. She's 31 years old. She's 5'7", and her English is really good, so I have no doubt that she can deliver those Kuvira lines. Just threatening. But she's been in films like Headshot, The Raid 2, The Night Comes For Us. Alright, I didn't bother casting the airbending kids because by this point they're probably like 8 years or younger. Alright, but what do you think? Who would you cast in these roles? What do you think about them? If you got something out of this video, please like, comment, and consider subscribing. And sincerely, thank you for watching. I'm out.